Hello, everybody. Welcome to my studio. Kathy Arbor here. Today we're going to be doing some mixed media faces. I have some new oil pastels to try out, and I have to catch up on my 29 face challenge. So are any of you, I know Lena is doing the 29 faces. Is anyone else trying it? It doesn't have to be really detailed. It could be just a quick sketch, a gesture drawing, whatever. Hey, Lena. Good to see you. And I'm 2 days behind. You're probably finished. Hi, Nash. So I thought, can't remember where I left off. That was the two that it was upside down, because I always do one upside down. And I like to do kind of an emotion or a face that's going to tell a story. I find it more interesting then. Hey, Candy. Hottie. Good to see you. So these are just quick sketches. So they're just really scribbly. But I like doing those because they're not exact, but you don't have to erase anything. They're scribbly. I did about 10, then life happens. Well, I get behind too. I just go on Pinterest and find some interesting faces. So, my chat is acting really weird. It's showing a thing above that says member 4. I don't know. That's weird. Let's see if I pop out. If it does it. And it still does it there. I wonder if they're changing something again on. That's weird. Huh. Hey, Dot. That is so strange. Oh, well. Yeah, so you just try different faces. These are just made up faces. I didn't bother searching out. But if you just start off with the eyes first and think of an emotion. So I hadn't done a man, kind of angular. They have very angular faces. So I tried to basically enhance that a little bit, more of a character drawing than anything else. Oh, that is really weird. It makes the chat, wow, like there's 3 lines. That is so strange. Let's see what I do. Huh, that's strange. Oh, well, I'll have to put up with it. So, these are my monthly folders that I showed you. So this is September, and because I've been doing mostly faces all month, I'm not going to be putting it in. I could just actually stitch it in if I wanted to. I may do that. It might look kind of cool, and just put a color cover on it of some sort. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to finish the back of it, and I thought I would just do a face on the back. And I'll put a little bit more color on there. These are the pastels that we played with last week. And this is just on plain black paper. Hey, Eileen. And I thought I might play with some stencils too. I will show you the members. I'll have to pop out a bit because this is kind of big. So just hold your horses. All right. So tomorrow, actually, we're going to be doing this on level 3 in the membership. And it's going to probably, depending on if you gessoed and already put the house on. So this is what we're going to be doing. So it's 16 by 20 inch canvas. You don't have to put it on a canvas. You can put it on watercolor paper or mixed media paper, a board, even cardboard if you wanted to, and then you can frame it. Find some cardboard if you've got an old frame you want to reuse, and then you can just put that in your frame afterwards. This is kind of cool. This particular one is more for winter or Christmas. You could make it a little more Christmassy, but as you can see, it's got some 3D elements. So this is it was a wire with leaves on it, and I just made it into a wreath. And you could have put little beads on it if you want to make it more Christmassy. This is just a piece of cardboard that's painted and glued on, but it gives it a really neat look. So if you want to get your creative juices going, you can join the membership. And if you just want to do this one, join it for just the month. And then look through all the other videos that are in the levels so far. So at least you'll be able to see what's offered. So if you want to check that out, that would be great. The nice thing about this canvas too is it can be done in a way that it could be seasonal. So if you wanted to, you could do the roof in a light gray and then do the snow in a different color, so it's more neutral, I guess you could say. So it's not showing the season right off. And then change out your wreaths for the season. You could even put little pumpkins for Halloween down here if you wanted, or sitting on the windows would be really cute. You can add a whole lot more to this. You could add, actually, you can get, I think I've seen them in Michael's for the, in the wood part section. They have little trinkets for the miniature stuff. You can get a string of lights and you could put it on here too. So think outside of the box, because you could do a whole lot more to this if you wanted to. Hey, Janet. So I was busy doing this on the weekend, so I thought it turned out pretty cool. So it's going to probably take 4 hours, maybe a little bit more, but 4 hours for sure. So if you want to make sure you have 4 hours for doing this, you can always go back to the video also if you don't want to do it all in one seating. All right, what else? Oh yeah. Through different videos, I've also been talking about doing a technique booklet for different techniques. And I'm going to be doing, I think, by medium, just not all the techniques all jumbled together. So I'll do our acrylic mediums and what you can do with them. And then I'll do watercolor, pastel, and so on. Does that sound good for you guys? And I'm going to be doing it on the Thursdays, so it'll be a free video for everyone. If you want to join along, what you can do is get some watercolor paper. I would suggest 140 pound, that's 300 GSM. And then probably some either mixed media paper or acrylic paper, one or the other. And I think maybe I'll even do some just plain sketch paper. So if you have those three types, we're going to make a little booklet, and then I will make out some PDFs of labels that you can print out for these as we go. And that way you've got a really neat little booklet of all the techniques. So if you're kind of got an art block of what to do with your mixed media paintings, you can flip through that and try something. Now, or if you want, you can make them into cards. It's whatever you want to do. So we'll be starting this probably the second Thursday of October. So when is that? I just have a bit of time to get stuff organized. So on the 8th of October, we will, no, wait a minute, that's not it. October, second Thursday, yeah, the 8th of October, we'll do it. We'll start it. And depending, well, the acrylic one, there's a ton of things to do in that. So probably have quite a bit of paper for that. Awesome. So this is my September, and I'm going to put a little bit more paint on this, maybe a little bit of stenciling, and then we'll dry it. And then this is fairly smooth, so I might actually throw a bit of clear gesso on it, because I think I want to try my new pastels I got. I did get these, the Gallery, and they're a soft oil pastel. There's two types of the Gallery. There's regular oil pastel, and then there's a soft pastel. This is the soft one. And these are very reasonably priced. And you can get, I think there's a 72 set. I got the 48 because I wanted to try them first. But I wanted to have enough color to play with. Let's see. I'm just going to get some paper out here. So I will admit I did try them a little bit. And they are nice. They do smudge, but not as much as the Sennelier. But that being said, that has benefits also, because it doesn't smudge as much once it's been applied and worked into your paper. It's less likely to move again. Whereas the Sennelier, they're so soft, they do move all over the place. Bring you in a little bit. Okay. So as you can see, and they are very rich in color. Let's see. See, you don't get hardly anything off them afterwards, which is nice, which probably will be easier for fixing them later on. So I thought I would try this and do my face. So I think I'm going to really like these. And I think I like them a little bit harder. Two, they're easier to do a fine line. So this would be also great to add to your paint. So this is acrylic paint that's on here right now. Right here is a little bit of the Sennelier iridescent one. It's still a little sticky, whereas this isn't. It feels like the paper. So let's see if how much it covers. So if I were to put this on here, see, it doesn't cover the pen. So let's see if we can put some other colors of paint on first. So I'm going to grab some paint here. And I'm just going to use a baby white to play with it, just to cover this up slightly. Then let's see, grab a stencil. Take some off. And this way it integrates it into your background a little more instead of being so abrupt. And then you can just fade it out. Then we could, so I have the purple, you see the green showing through, so maybe we should put some green back into that. This is how I do a lot of my stenciling. As I take the background color and use it in the stencil over top of a certain color, so it integrates. So see, so this goes into that and that goes into this. It's just a neat way of combining your colors without getting mud. So I find a lot of times when you're doing this type of mixed media, it's so easy to lose your color, and it ends up looking very neutral looking. It can be faint, it can be strong, whatever you want. Let's see if we can get any. See? Let's see, we've got the red. I think that might be, maybe not. Let's see, what color should we bring in? Maybe yellow. Let's do another one. Maybe this one here. Let's get some red. Some red. I'm just using the Americana craft paint. To enhance the yellow a little bit. And then use some red. And maybe the red can be enhanced a smidge. So it kind of fogs into the other color. That's what I like to do. So we got some kind of turquoisey green here. Let's see what we can do with that. A little more green. Get another white, baby wipe, or baby wipe sponge. And they aren't the most opaque, but that's okay because I don't mind seeing some of the other color shine through. Maybe some or you can just wash it out. Just play. You just keep doing it until you like it. Let's see what other colors we got here. We can put this on, see what that happens. This one's a little bit pointy, so you got to watch the direction you're going on. Might not have too much on it. Nope. Okay. I might end up having to leave those marks, which is okay too. You can work with it. Sometimes it's best to work with what you got, because that makes you think outside the box. Let's see what color. I think we need some red down here. So let's put lift it. Wash it out a bit. All right. So let's give that a dry. Just watch the beginning. I missed loving folder. Oh, thanks, Colleen. If I don't see your chat, it's because my chat's weird. It's got some weird stuff on it for some reason. I don't know why, but it'll come up eventually, and it doesn't seem to help if I'm popped out in chat either. This dries really fast. Okay. So now I saw this. I thought this is kind of funny. It's kind of, she's smushed up against the glass. Kind of reminds me of the fairy thing. Now, if I wanted to, I could probably paint over this too. Or I can draw it. I do want to use my pastels. Colleen, I did get these. I don't know if you saw. These are the Gallery soft pastels. They're a whole lot cheaper than the Sennelier, and they're not as smooth and creamy as Sennelier, but they're much easier to control. So you might, I don't know if you have these or not. Yeah, the fairies got her. So I thought I could draw this, and then we can do some charcoal on top. Let's see. So I'm just going to draw it in this pencil for now. It may not be, it's going to be quick. See, her nose was out. Her nose goes down there. Her lip is about, because it's kind of looking up, it's a shot looking up. So her lip. So I just want to get an idea where things are. It doesn't have to be exact. So this has to come out a bit more. That comes down. That, and then nose is too long. This is a real strange shot. So this could be a challenge. I like a challenge. Let's see. There's a lot of foreshortening here. So her eyeball is on the tip of her nose. Can't really see how her hair's covering that one part, but it's her lip. That comes down. That's her chin. And then the shadow goes up and around. And the bottom of her eyelid is on a slant, but it goes with the top of her lid. And there's about a distance eye width. So and then this is smushed in an oval, and this goes up here. Then her ears about there. Top of her lip goes out and around. You see my paint's not exactly dry. And she has hair coming down. She's high collared. All right. You have the gallery one? Awesome. We'll use some of those. I really like them so far. We'll see what they do. Now I'm thinking that the areas that are scratching off are on top of oil pastel, the paint that's scratching off. Now this is going to be a quick, maybe I'll do it in rainbow face. I could, although I haven't done that too much. Or I could just do highlights and shadows. That might be probably the best. So we'll see how it works out. I don't know. Never done this before. I don't know why I always do this stuff on live streams. I guess to show you, you just have to try it. Let's see. I'm going to try one of these. Let's see if they're any good. Yeah, not bad. You move it around. Can be a little more precise, I think. Let's see. That goes down. Interesting. These really work nice with this type of pastel. So they're a, there's no name on this one. It's a silicone tip. I like them. You can actually control more detail in these using them in this way. That's nice, and you don't have to use your finger. So dark brown. Her eyes very, very dark. She has black eyeshadow. Let's see. Just have to get used to how much but you never find out unless you try. And that's the great thing about being creative, is you just try things to see if you can do it. I think that's one of the main things about doing this type of art. It's a challenge. It's kind of like just basically challenging yourself to seeing if you can do it. Now, yeah, I know you can take pencil crayons, like different types of, imagine oil or wax would work. I've seen people use both kinds to do the really, really, really fine details. But this silicone or whatever it is, smudger, or I don't know what you call it, seems to be really doing the job. So that's good. Pink. Any question? You can get them in different. This one is it's not really soft. You can get them in different like shapes. I got mine on Amazon. I don't know if I have the link or not. Let me see where Like you can get them in different points. There's a soft one and there's this too. This would work. This is called, oh, I can't see it. It starts with a K. It's all worn off. This is like a rubber. I think they're used a lot for like carving out of clay and stuff like that. Clay work. They're silicone tools. Silicone, what would you call it? Scraping tools, I guess you could say. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Pink. So you just have to add just a smidge. Till you see how much it'll move. There's no name on these ones for some reason. I don't know why. I do have a bunch of them. If you want, I can check on my Amazon and see what they were, and then I can just tweet it to you. So you know. Let's see. Well, I think I'm just going to do a really light yellow around here. Now, make sure it's clean. Right. I think the bigger areas are best with the finger. I do like them though. These are really nice to work with. And then I'm just going to put a piece of acetate over top of it so it doesn't rub off onto anything. But they seem to be less likely to move a lot once they're smudged in, which is good. Hi, Carrie Ann. Tag clay sculpting tool, 5-piece set, rubber tips, silicone brushes, pottery. Yeah, that must be it, Colleen. I use them for all kinds of stuff, scraping out paint. They're really neat. Use them on your jelly plate. Yeah, there's multiple ways of using them. So you just have to play and see. Basically, just play with your stuff and see how they work. See what tools you can use. That's what mixed media is all about. Trying things out. You may find different ways work better for you than what I'm doing or what somebody else told you to do. There's no rule on how you have to use things. It's however you find it the easiest way for you. See a little bit of dark in there. Or some cheek. Now, let's see. They are nice though. I do like them. They're easy to play with. Hey, Nana. So has anyone else got, besides Colleen and Eileen, has anyone else got oil pastels? And what do you think about them? Do you like playing with them or do you find them intimidating, hard to work with? I think Lena's got some. I'm not sure she has this particular brand, but I know she does have some. She does fantastic work with them. But I've never, well, I used to play with them when I was a teenager, but I really haven't played with, well, I haven't had oil pastels for decades. Lots of different size silicone tools. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. And there's, they also label them as soft, extra hard. I can't remember which ones these were, but they're fairly, I would say, medium. They aren't real soft. There is one that's really soft. I don't think you'd want that one. You want a little bit of, I took cast. You took a class with Sally? Yeah, they're great for highlighting too. There's so many different, it just doesn't have to be pastel only. It can be, there's so many ways of using your art supply. That's why I love mixed media, is because you can use them however you want. You just have to get them out and use them. And a lot of times they won't turn out the first few times, but don't give up. Just keep at it. Sooner or later, it'll something will turn out, but don't get discouraged from it. You just have to keep doing it. See what you're doing wrong. Go look at some other people that use them. See what they're recommending, or maybe they have a technique that you haven't seen. Try it. Hi, Elaine. Good to see you. Now, this is a very, very thin line here, so I may have to go back in with Prisma pencils. So I can even make eyelashes with this thing. That's cool. All right, let's see what we can put in for hair. Not done the chin though. Let's see. I think her chin needs to be down a bit. And she has a bit of shadow, but not much under her lip. Right in here. So this is just testing. See what these tools will do, what the pastels will do. I did try the tool with the Sennelier, but I found, now it might have been the paper too, because there's a lot of different things you have to look at. but I found it just moved it around. It didn't blend it. But I think you get to a point where you get so much pastel on, it's just sliding it around. I've seen quite a few people that have just used it on sketch paper. Some people like using it on watercolor paper. So I would say, yeah, any type of paper it's going to work on. I've watched a lot of Black Beans videos. He's so funny. He's a riot to watch, and he's a very good artist. And he uses only oil pastels, and this is his favorite. And he just uses sketch paper. So, no. Yeah, it will work on pastel paper too, but I don't think you need to. Pastel paper has a little bit more tooth to it. So it depends on the look you really want. If you want something to look very smooth, you'll have to do a lot more blending in with a pastel paper. Same with a cold pressed watercolor paper or rough watercolor paper. It would have to have a lot more blending going on. So it depends on, what kind of, how much blending you want to do, I guess. But it's nice. I like these. There is a limit though, I think. And I've got that line from the pencil in there. I would probably draw your drawing with a pastel pencil so it goes into your work. Eileen, in mixed media, it is typically used over acrylic. I also took a oil pastel only class and we use mixed media paper. I think any paper will do. I've seen a lot of people use these in different ways, so. And I remember when I used to use them, we didn't have all these fancy papers. Let's see. Nice dark. Maybe I'll have to go black. Or that's not black. Right in there. And then It's definitely a medium, though, that I think would be fairly easier to figure out as far as layering and that type of thing, depending on what the subject matter was. Okay, let's just do some hair. It's fun to play with. Be great for enhancing your pages too, I think. Let's finish her. Okay, so let's see what we can take out. I think you might need a, let's see, you could use a pencil too. Oop, broken. Where's that other one? Let's see what, this one's a little rougher. I guess I better give her eyebrows. Yeah, Can remove stuff too. That's cool. Make lines. Probably best to scrape it out though with see where they put that. Stylist of some sort. And here's a pin. This will work. Highlights. You could go turn high. And it's fun to play with, definitely. Let's see. If you want to take out bits, you can. A little highlight inner eye there. I think I'm going to put one in here. That's fun. It is something you have to work at to figure it out, like anything else. New product. It's the same. It's fun though. There. Doesn't look exactly like her, but It's fun to do. A little bit of scratching that you end up with little bits you have to watch. Maybe I need some white there, I think. Get a little brighter. Now some painted background. Cheap resourceful. I saw someone use the paper cup to take some out. A paper clip. Yeah, you can take all kinds of it out. That black bean guy, he does a lot of scratching in his, he does a lot of portraits, but it looks so cool. So he'll actually, I don't know, make different hash marks and stuff like that. So you kind of have to decide what style you want. You want like realistic or impressionism or abstract, that type of thing. The guy's name is Black Bean. Look him up. He's a riot to watch. I love watching him. If you need it to improve your mood, watch him. Oh my God, he's so funny. But he's so good at what he does too. Like he's got it all. He's got sense of humor. He's got mark making. Yeah, mark making. He puts all kinds of mark making in his stuff. It looks really cool. So he'll have like little, kind of like a weave, basket weave type of thing in the skin. Like he does so many different things. Let's see if I can match that. Match the colors. If you want a nice, just to enhance some colors in your background. The nice thing about these particular ones is that I don't think they'll move a whole lot. Now, this will have to be your last thing you would do in a background because you can't paint on top of this. But I like the result. Let's see what color. It just brightens everything up. Let's see what we can do here. See if I just mark some of this in stencil and then take my tool and just go over the stencil to rub it in. Now you can do this with pan pastels also, and they're a great addition to brightening up your backgrounds also. There's a lot of different things you can do with pan pastels in your work, in your mixed media work. So there. So you can use them on your, please show your, oh, thanks, Carla. Yeah, so there's lots of ways to play with these. Like, this is fun. So if I wanted to, let's say, brighten this area up here, you kind of match your colors, or you don't have to. And you just blend it into the background. Let's put some yellow in there. Brighten it up a little. Or if I wanted to, let's see, maybe do something completely different. Maybe take some red or pink into this part. Okay. Let's see. If you can find a screwdriver, I've seen people use a Phillips or a slot screwdriver and take stuff out. Now it's not going to take it down to, it might tint it. The pigment in the pastels and the oil pastels will tint your background that you put it on. So it's not going to come out exactly, but it, see, you can play with it a bit. So with your stencils or just mark making. Well, this one had the, this is just the plain background, but you still can mark it. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. You can also take your Prisma colored pencils and use them on it. Let's see if I can find another one. I don't know if the white will work or not. Let's see. Lightly. Kind of have to have a fairly deep shade in it. I don't know. Well, let's use a pencil. See, I can still draw. So what it's doing is removing the pastel and drawing on the base of it. Let's see, let's do a purple, I guess, over here. So the more you put on, the more you're going to scrape off. So whatever the paint color is, you'll scrape it so you see the other color. So it's cool. So I'll just put some laminate of some sort over top so it doesn't smear onto my next folder. But you can go right back over that if you don't like it and just smudge it back in. You can go over top of it too. With light colors. That's the nice thing about them is you can go back over stuff. Just say you have to remember that the more you put on, the more likely it is to transfer onto something. But if you like to doodle, these are kind of cool. See? You just keep playing. See what it does. So this is just a manila folder. It's nothing fancy. So just play. See what you can do. See what we can. No. It will take practice. Now this is done with some on it too, but I sprayed it so it's not going to transfer. But this was just smudged on, so you're not going to get what you would get off of this one. Let's see. How would the Prisma oil pastels work with those since they are water soluble? I don't have water soluble ones. Well, actually, I do. What are they called? The portfolios are water soluble. I don't know whether they're the same consistency as the Prima ones. So these are the portfolios. So let's see. They're a little harder to blend, these ones. These are a little creamier. The Gallery, see the difference? They're harder to blend. They do blend. Let's see, let's put a red on top of that and see if we can get anything out of it. So they're harder to put on top of each other. But you can take it off, so you can scratch in it. Is that what you were wondering? But they're harder to put on top of each other. See, in this one, see how much it's opaque. Whereas this one, see the difference? They're just a little bit more translucent, I would say, than these ones. So it would depend on what do you want to use them for. These are great for blending with water. They are nice. They will smudge if you're just adding to something. Let's see. Do I have anything in here? Let's see. Do I have a piece of paper? Okay, let's say I wanted to put some purple. So you can smudge them. They're a little more transparent. But if you want to put a little bit on and then take a brush. Where did my water go? I must put it upstairs. And then they'll move. They're very much like the Caran d'Ache Neo 2s. So they will move. So these are, they don't they're not permanent. So they would have to be a last level to your mixed media. Will the two blend together? You mean the portfolio and the gallery? Let's see. Here's the gallery or the portfolio. And it's funny. Yeah, well, the gallery will take over, but the it almost feels like there's the gallery almost slides on top. Now, if you're going to do the gallery first, and then the portfolio, the gallery takes over. So whatever color of the gallery you're using, yeah, they'll blend, but the gallery's got a whole lot more pigment in it, so it's going to take over whatever color you put on top or underneath. Gallery is oil, so it's not going to move with water. Okay. Any other things you want to know? Want me to try? Where did I put these? Yes, what, Eileen? Back. So I've got a couple packages of these. You can get them in 20 and 10, I think it is. So I've got the larger set here. I think this is 20 or 24. 24, so 12 or... These are nice. If you just want to play with some oil pastels and you want to move them with water, these are great. They are great, I must admit. They're pretty good for doing what we're doing, you know. Most people use this in their mixed media or journals, that type of thing, just so that they can mix a bit of color in, enhance something. I find if you smudge them first, they're a little easier to move then. They work nice. These ones work nice on fabric. Yeah, I can see that. You're welcome. They're fun. I haven't used them in a long time. That's probably because I have them put away. What you don't have out, you don't use, is the way it goes, I think. So I like to have these out for when I'm doing my daily journaling, or it's not really journaling, daily creative, draw my day, I guess you could say. And I think you could probably use these in your mixed media. You just have to make sure that you don't have thick layers. Use them as your last type of addition to an art journal page. Let's see what else we can find in here. They are fun to play with, though. So this is the Sennelier. They're fun, but again, in their right spot. And I have to have this on or it'd transfer onto this page. So with this here, I could have done this black part instead of with paint. I could have probably done it with the oil pastels. So kind of, if you want something being put in, but you want it blended out, you don't want a hard edge, these are going to be fun. And the same with using them for some kind of, here, let's try something on here. She has green. So if I wanted to add a little bit of more shading in her arm here. So you could just put some. And I would suggest swatching these if you're going to use them. You don't need much, just a little dab will do you. And I'm just very lightly putting this on. It's just a fraction because they are very highly pigmented. So then it's just a smidge. Just add a little bit more color. Yeah. See? And just like it was so minute the amount that I'm using. Just a dab. I just touched the page. That's it. And it spreads on really, really smoothly. It doesn't leave a dot or. Thanks, Eileen. Yeah, so you just have to play with them, see what you can do. Now this is, let's see, I'll clean my hands. Let's see if I get any mark on my, here's a dry baby wipe. Let's see. See, nothing. Oh, that got a little bit, very little, just the faintest. So you could spray these with a fixative and it would probably be okay. Hi, Gail. Hey, Joan. So yeah, you just have to play with them. This is and this is on acrylic paint, so it's fairly slick. So let's see. Could we enhance this color? Let's see. Maybe it's a little bit of the sepia. Enhance a bit around the, give her a little bit of a shadow. Yeah. So I'm just lightly. Don't press down on your sticks. Let's see if we can get any of this off. Not really. So just a smidge. Let's see, what color is this? Might go with this shade, or yeah, let's put some of this. Brighten it up a little. A little around here. Give it a little more bright look. So if you think you want, brighter areas in your work, just add a brighter color of that specific color to brighten it up. Some down here, probably. Make it darker on the bottom. See, it just adds a little bit of something to it. You could even add to these. These are those paper piecing. Maybe I want a little bit more darker color here. Could, let's see, go into maybe this. Let's see what this color looks like. Yeah. This dark green, forest green. Let's see what that does. Gives it a little more. Of a shadow. Darker areas under things. Or you can highlight areas. It's a little more white. Just make sure your hands are clean if you're going to smudge. Okay, so you can play. Yeah, that was a fun one. We did that on a stream with quite a few girls played along. I think it's still up if you want to go look at it. It was fun. We did all the separate, made our own jelly prints for it. It was fun. Do the cherries. Let's see. Orange. I don't have a real red here. So just mixing in the colors. Let's see if we can do this without smearing it all over the place. This one I'll have to put a paper in between. Yeah. Not exactly. You'd have to have a reference, but it's fine. So you'd have to. I don't know how they keep their edges clean. That would drive me nuts when doing this type of work. But yeah. So let's put a paper now. On that one. Do I have any washi tape? And I'll just put this on. Here. So you can play and play and play. It has its place. Depends on, how you want to use it, but definitely has its possibilities. So you just have to play with things to see, what do you want to do with it? Myself, I think I'll use it in my journal books for enhancing. I think I will practice a little bit more on doing my portraits, but I have so many different types of mixed media stuff that I prefer, that I think I'll just keep this for doing my enhancing in my mixed media. Thanks, Joan. So, she's not the prettiest girl, but you got to try. That's what these folders are for too, is try stuff out. It's not any special paper that you're, trying to keep for a special project. So I think that's it for now. I can't think of anything else unless you have something you want to know or. No, it wasn't. Well, thanks, Norma. Yep, she's having a real bad day. So for those who are taking the class tomorrow, it would be a real help if you can have your canvas gessoed and your reference put on with carbon paper or whatever you're using for tracing it onto your canvas. When I did the traceables for you. I numbered them wrong. I put 1, 2, and I skipped 3, and then 4, 5, I think. So just they go in that order: 1, 2, and then 4, 5. So the top part of that tall building, this is number 4. So it stops here on the traceable. This is 5. So 1, 2, 4, 5. So if you can have that, and if you're using a 16 by 20 canvas, the drawing has to go up about probably 5 inches from the bottom, because you want enough room for the snow. And that way we won't have to wait for people to dry their gesso and trace it. And it'll save us some time so it doesn't take so long. All right, so tomorrow I will put up a link on the community for those that are taking the class. And also, for those that are doing it, I am thinking of also having a link to StreamYard if you're having difficulties, that I can give you that link, and then you can go on StreamYard so I can see what you're doing. I'm going to have two computers going, so I can at least see your canvas if you run into trouble. Is that something you would be interested in? Let me know, because I won't have a camera connected to the StreamYard for me, but I'll be able to see you. Will you do another? Yes, I'm doing another. So I will be on YouTube showing you, but the StreamYard will be for those who want me to see what they're doing. And I'll be doing one that's a little bit smaller, but it's just scaled down a little bit so I can get it all into the camera. So does that sound like a good way for you guys? Because I know there are people that were having a little bit of problem in some of mine, and it's so hard to have them show me on like Twitter that I thought it would be best if I do it this way with the StreamYard also. So this starts at 1 o'clock tomorrow Eastern. That sounds like good. Just got here. Oh, good, Kathy. Yeah, because I thought I can't do it through StreamYard and YouTube because it automatically goes live to the public. So that's why I can't do it that way. But I can have 2 computers, and one will be for seeing what you guys are doing. And then I'll use the YouTube private for all you guys that are taking the class. You can still take it, Carla. There's no time set, and the video will be up also. Yeah, right, Kathy. It's easier than sending pics. And then I can still talk to you, but you just won't see me on Ustream. You'll see me on YouTube. Oh, this? It was this dot. I was trying to draw this. She's got her face up against the window. So That's why it looks like that. I was just trying out these new pastels that I got, the gallery ones. They're a lot more inexpensive, like they're a third of the price of the Senneliers. So I just wanted to try them out. Yeah, so it's something I'm gonna have to work on. I know I could do it. It's something, yeah, a new type of medium. You have to play with it before you master it. It's practice. And I haven't done pastels in about like 40 years. So I have to relearn it. These were creamy. They're called soft. They have two types. There's the regular oil pastel and there's soft oil pastel. These ones are creamier, Kathy. Not as creamy as Sennelier, but like I was telling the girls, they're easier to control. Because a lot of times the Sennelier, because they're so creamy, they're very difficult to blend because they move all over the place. These are a little harder to blend, but they stay in place more. And then you can go over top of them. Not too bad. This one's got. And they're easier to blend a separate color onto, whereas the Sennelier, because they're so soft, they blend too much, if you know what I mean. They kind of smoosh around. You got the Posca pastels, and they are not creamy. Oh, I didn't know Posca had pastels. Maybe, are they oil pastels? Because there is a really hard pastel. Those ones are meant for building up. So you can do it with these too. So you just keep adding till you don't see the paper. And then you have to blend on your paper, basically. So that's why you need a lot of colors when you're doing it this way, because you can't blend them. It's like chalk pastel, where you have to have so many colors because you're going just a shade lighter or a shade darker. So you have to find all of those pastels colors to make them work properly. If you get what I mean. They're oil pastels. I need to play with them more, but I could not get them to blend. Maybe need more color. So they don't move at all. You'll have to show me when we're maybe tomorrow. You can show me. They work great over embossing. Oh, that would be cool. I will show you tomorrow morning. Okay, sounds good. No blending at all. Different brands work different ways, Kathy. Some are better than. Yeah, it's very, very true, Sophia. Oh, really? Interesting. How do you like them, Sophia? It's been like 40 years since I played with them. So I'm going to have to play with them more just to figure out how they work again. Do you use them more like you would regular pastels where you just have to have a whole lot of colors? I love them, but I'll be honest, not played with them in 20 years. So it's a learning curve, definitely. But I'm telling what you like too. I'll be honest, because of the fact that you have to put them under glass if you're going to be doing, say, a canvas, because they do move and transfer their color. I'm not crazy about. I like something that I can put in a book or put on a wall and not worry about it. And I like these as accents on other things because I know that it's thin enough that I can smudge it, and then put a sealer on it. But there's very few sealers that will work on oil pastels. I'm hearing a lot more people say that the Sennelier spray only makes it stickier. So that's not a good sign. And I don't want to spend the money. Well, especially if you're playing with it, you're going to have special paper in between them all. And I just don't, I don't know. Maybe I'm lazy that way. I don't know. I use just a sketch and layer over colors to blend them in, lots of scribbling over top of them. I love doing folds in material with them. Yeah, because the blending and the graduating it out. It is the one product that is so different from brand to brand. Yeah, it is, Kathy. I don't tell you, Kathy. I would buy them in singles from an art shop and when I had spare pocket money. I still have. Got quality, artist quality is what I would advise. They tend to be smoother, creamier. Do you have the Sennelier at all? The real creamy Sennelier? I like them, but I find them too creamy. These I like as far as blendability, and they're not going to smudge as much, I find. It's the same with charcoal. I love the look of it, but I don't like that it transfers. Now with charcoal, you can put a fixative on it. Same with pan pastels. But this is a different one. You have a mishmash. Yeah, that's another thing, Kathy. You use the Sennelier up so fast because they are so creamy. But I really have to say I do not like how creamy they are. They're too creamy. It's like putting butter on your paper. And they're difficult to, even when you're blending or putting color on top of color, just the fact of you pushing your Sennelier pastel up, it can remove the bottom color. It's too much. You can use things on oil pastel to smooth it out, blend it. Not something I've ever tried, but I've been with people doing that. Oh yeah, I've seen different ways of blending it, but it's yeah, it's the fact that the Senneliers are very too creamy that it's too easy to smudge, I find. But that's just me. And I'm not proficient at it by any means. So I'm sure there's techniques about doing this as same as anything else. You have to play with it. Sora Carla. He's just here. I'll show you. These are Sennelier, and they're just like they're beautiful, but they're too creamy. So you can even see the swirl of my finger because it even with these blenders, they're hard to blend because they're moving it. You can see each stroke. And then when you go to put something on top of it, it can push it right off too. I'm not fussy about them. They're very hard for portraits, I find. I like these. I tend to have more control with the gallery, I think. The Sennelier are very creamy, and you use them. Terps, maybe, not sure, can't remember. Yeah, I did use a thinner on it, but depends the look you want, I guess. Yeah, you can use turpentines, but I don't know. See, I'm not an oil painter either, so tends to go towards that when you start using turpentine and stuff like that. Which is the brand you use? Well, I have Sennelier Portrait set in this set. And then I have this one. And I have portfolios. Now, portfolios are just your cheap craft type. But I see more and more people using these ones, which are the Gallery Soft Pastels. I'll make note. Honest, if you get a good brand, in my opinion, you can just blend them into each other as they are. Just scribbling into each other works just as well. Not hurt. Gallery, interesting. They look. Yeah, they're. I see tons of people using them and really liking them. So far, I like these better than the Sennelier, and they're a whole lot cheaper. They're probably a third of the price of what you would pay for Sennelier. All right. Yes, the pigment is awesome in both of them. These are really highly pigmented, I must admit. Now, if you like doing a lot of the scratching technique in them, you do have to build them up. So again, it's preference. What kind of look you want with these? There's so many ways you can use these. Like Sophia said, you can use different thinners to blend these. If you want more of I don't know. I guess it would be more watercolor look in a way. You could. It's really a totally different look than any other medium. All right, so I'll leave you with that, and I will let you know on my progress with working these, because I will be working with these more and more, because I don't want to waste them, but I don't want to have them sitting in my cabinet either, because I don't know how to use them properly. So that will be another bit of videos, you'll probably be seeing me trying things out in the future. So I'll let you guys go, and you all have a creative day, and we'll see you all next week. Bye for now.